Let's not sugarcoat it. 2026 might be the year the drive-through dreams die. The fast food world is in crisis mode. We're not talking about, oh no, they ran out of extra sauce packets level drama. We're talking about major chains, once beloved, once booming, circling the drain faster than you can say supersized combo. Store closures are piling up, franchises are defecting, and some once mighty burger empires are burning through their cash like they deep fry everything else on the menu. It's not just about rising food costs or inflation. This is deeper. It's about outdated menus, chaotic leadership, tech gimmicks that solve nothing, and a generation of customers who can smell corporate nonsense from a mile away. Some of these chains are desperately rebranding, remodeling, or tossing salads onto their menus, like that'll make us forget about the stale buns and sky-high prices. But it's not working. The writing is on the grease-stained wall. So grab your last $5 meal deal, if it even still exists, and buckle up. Because these are the fast food chains that might vanish before 2026 even gets a chance to order dessert. Number 5. Jack in the Box. From late-night savior to late-stage crisis, there was a time when Jack in the Box was the spot. Midnight taco cravings? Handled. Burgers and breakfast at the same time? No problem. That weird antenna ball mascot? Iconic. But in 2025, Jack's not just in the box, he's trapped in it, and the air's running out. This chain has become a chaotic mess of identity crisis and bad decisions. It's still trying to be everything to everyone. Burgers, tacos, egg rolls, breakfast burritos, chicken sandwiches, shakes, all under one roof. And that's exactly the problem. Behind the scenes, the complexity is crushing them. Sky-high ingredient costs, overworked kitchens, and confused customers wondering why their burger tastes like it was microwaved next to a chimichanga. Their experiments with ghost kitchens and digital-only brands? Flat-out flops. Customers were left waiting, orders were wrong, and reviews tanked. And let's not even get started on the lawsuits from franchisees who say corporate left them to drown while fees kept climbing. Some franchise owners straight up walked away in 2024, shuttering locations and leaving entire regions without a single Jack to be found. The result? Fewer stores, higher prices, worse service. The magic is gone. Even their desperate pivot to healthy options, like grilled chicken pitas and sad little salad bowls, just confused their core audience. You don't go to Jack in the Box to count macros. You go to inhale a greasy burger that makes you question your life choices. But when that same burger now costs $11 and arrives lukewarm, people are jumping ship fast. They've announced a shiny new restructuring plan. Digital upgrades, store remodels, a whole new vibe. But unless this reinvention hits harder than a 3 a.m. Munchies run, it may be too little, too late. Jack isn't just wobbling, he's teetering on the edge. And that antenna ball? It might be the next thing to roll away for good. Number 4. Checkers and Rallies. Checkers and Rallies always played the double identity card. Same chain, different names, depending on which state you're in. But whether it's Checkers in Florida or Rallies in Ohio, the flavor's the same. And lately, so is the failure. This was the chain that built its empire on fast drive-through lanes, bold flavors, and those addictively seasoned fries. But now, that double drive-through is more like double trouble. In an era of curbside pickup, mobile apps, and ghost kitchens, Checkers and Rallies is stuck in 2004 with a checkerboard facade and a broken intercom system. The company tried to catch up by introducing third-party delivery, but it backfired hard. Understaffed kitchens couldn't keep up, leading to long wait times and botched orders. Online reviews turned toxic, and customers jumped ship to competitors that could actually deliver what they promised. on time, and hot. Then came the $1 meal deals and desperate limited time promotions. Sure, they got attention, but they also bled the chain dry. Instead of building loyalty, they attracted deal hunters who bounced after the bargain dried up. And in the meantime, labor shortages forced stores to cut hours or close altogether, leaving fans staring at temporarily closed signs more often than they'd like. Even their iconic aesthetic, the black and white racing flag look, feels less retro cool now, and more, someone forgot to update the place since AOL was a thing. And while they've teased upgrades like digital menu boards and interior redesigns, the execution has been slow and sloppy. Franchisees are getting nervous, and so are customers. Sales dropped a brutal 12% in 2024. That's not a dip, that's a nosedive. And unless Checkers and Rallies can modernize fast, without losing the very flavor that made them popular, they might be reduced to nothing more than a nostalgic memory of fries that once slapped harder than reality. Number 3, McDonald's, the golden arches are starting to rust. Say it ain't so. McDonald's, the fast food king? The global behemoth with a restaurant on practically every corner and fries that could probably survive a nuclear blast? Yeah, even the mighty are starting to wobble. On the surface, everything looks fine. The Big Mac is still a cultural icon. The Filet-O-Fish still haunts your dreams. And that familiar smell, still lurking in drive-through lanes across America? But underneath all that sesame seed charm is a bloated, aging empire that's cracking under pressure, and fast. Rising costs have taken a bite out of their margins. Beef, potatoes, packaging, it's all up. And those $1 value menu days? Long gone. Now, a basic combo meal can set you back over $12 in some areas. That's not value, that's a car payment. And customers are noticing. They're trading down. Or worse, ditching Mickey D's entirely for cheaper, more satisfying options. McDonald's answer? Kiosks. Lots of kiosks. Digital screens, app ordering, contactless payments, and self-serve soda machines that are somehow always out of ice. It's shiny, yes, but it doesn't fix the core problem. Inconsistent food, overworked staff, and a menu that's become bloated and confusing. Franchisees are fed up. Many were forced to invest big in tech upgrades under the company's so-called Experience of the Future initiative, only to see little return. Some are even walking away, frustrated with shrinking profits and corporate mandates that feel more like threats than partnerships. Meanwhile, lawsuits from employees over labor conditions keep cropping up, adding a layer of bad PR that no amount of Happy Meals can cover. Even McDonald's attempt to cash in on the premium coffee craze fizzled. The McCafe push was supposed to rival Starbucks. Instead, it sputtered, leaving stores with half-functioning espresso machines and awkward menu boards no one can read before 9 a.m. And let's talk about the plant-based future they keep hinting at. The McPlant? It launched with more of a whimper than a roar. Customers weren't impressed, and it quietly disappeared from most menus before anyone even noticed it existed. So what's next? More sleek renovations? Another sauce-themed limited-time collab? Maybe. But at this point, McDonald's doesn't need another marketing stunt. It needs a wake-up call. Because while the arches are still golden, the foundation underneath is starting to crack. And if they don't get it together soon, they might be serving up nostalgia instead of burgers come 2026. Number 2, Krystal, Southern tradition or a fast food ghost in the making? Krystal has been around since the Great Depression, serving up its signature square sliders with onions and steamed buns to generations of late-night snackers and budget-conscious burger lovers. But nostalgia doesn't pay the bills. And Krystal's current situation looks less like a revival and more like a slow-motion disappearing act. Let's rewind. Back in 2020, Krystal filed for bankruptcy. Yeah, that already happened. And while they managed a short-lived comeback thanks to new ownership and some PR fluff, the reality hasn't improved much. They're still drowning in debt, the locations are dwindling, and even the brand loyalists are starting to walk away. The core problem? Everything. Labor shortages are brutal. Some stores can't keep enough staff to stay open past dinner, let alone serve up sliders at 2 a.m., which used to be Krystal's entire personality. Wage competition is fierce, and when your kitchen is a cramped shoebox and the pay is minimal, let's just say applicants aren't exactly lining up around the block. And then there's the supply chain meltdown. Bun shortages, out-of-stock condiments, no napkins. One week, they're out of fries. The next, it's the patties themselves. Nothing screams confidence like showing up to your local Krystal and finding out half the menu is unavailable today, sorry. The brand tried to slap on some fresh paint with modern logos, digital menu boards, and even location remodels. But most of these upgrades are stuck in limbo. Franchisees are split. Some can't afford the changes. Others just don't see the point. And really, what's the use of a fancy new menu board if you can't deliver what's on it? Social media hasn't been kind either. Photos of empty dining rooms, closed doors during normal hours, and sad slider wrappers posted by disappointed fans tell the real story. The Krystal experience used to mean greasy comfort food and late-night indulgence. Now it means guessing if your nearest location is even still operating. They've thrown out limited-time spicy chicken sliders, tried tapping into the younger crowd, and even leaned into nostalgia with retro promos, but nothing stuck. The marketing fizzles, the food falters, and the fans flake. The worst part? Krystal doesn't just need a refresh. It needs a miracle. Because in today's ruthless fast food economy, being historic means nothing if you can't compete on price, quality, and convenience. And right now, Krystal is failing on all three. If they can't pull off a serious coast-to-coast reinvention fast, those little square sliders might soon be found only in memory. Or a museum exhibit titled What Late Night Used to Taste Like. Number 1. Burger King, the crown slipping. Burger King used to be royalty. The Whopper was legendary. The flame-grilled flavor was its trademark. The King mascot? A little creepy, sure, but iconic. Yet here we are in 2025, and the once proud monarch of the burger world is looking more like a dethroned has-been, staggering around in a paper crown. Let's start with the obvious. Burger King is bleeding. The chain has closed more restaurants in the last year than most brands have in total. In 2024 alone, they shuttered hundreds of locations across the U.S. And not just the struggling ones. Some were in decent areas with loyal customer bases. But poor sales, rising lease costs, and corporate mismanagement turned them into fast food graveyards. The company rolled out the Burger King of Tomorrow initiative, promising sleek remodels, digital upgrades, and a modern customer experience. But for many franchisees, it felt more like the bankruptcy king of today. Required renovations cost a fortune, and the return on investment. Let's just say it's been as disappointing as a cold Whopper. Franchisees are jumping ship. Some are suing, others are selling off stores or refusing to renew agreements. Why? Because they're tired of being told to spend more while earning less. Corporate pushes new tech, new uniforms, new ads, but forgets the basics: hot food, decent service, and a menu people actually want. Meanwhile, the competition has lapped them. McDonald's and Wendy's have stronger digital platforms, more appealing menus, and marketing that actually resonates. Burger King's counterpunch? A half-baked rebrand and the impossible Whopper. And while the plant-based trend sounded promising, the execution was lukewarm, literally and figuratively. Customers didn't stick around. Even die-hard fans are growing restless. Social media is flooded with complaints. Slow service, wrong orders, missing items. Some stores look like they haven't been cleaned since 2012. And when customers walk in expecting flame-grilled greatness but leave with soggy buns and frustration, they don't come back. They go to Shake Shack or Five Guys or even just back home. To make matters worse, the brand's global footprint, once a strength, is now a burden. Different markets, different costs, different regulations. It's a logistical nightmare. And instead of focusing on fixing what's broken at home, BK keeps stretching itself thinner, hoping international growth can plug domestic holes. Spoiler alert, it can't. The writing is on the wrapper. Unless Burger King stages a dramatic comeback, with better food, better service, and a real reason to choose them over anyone else, they might not just lose the crown. They might vanish altogether. So, there you have it. 5 fast food giants teetering on the edge of extinction. From chaotic menus and ghost kitchen flops to franchise revolts and crumbling empires, these brands are facing more than just a rough patch. They're staring down the deep fryer of doom. Some might survive, some might not. But one thing's for sure, the fast food throne room is getting crowded, and not everyone's making it to 2026. If you've noticed any of these chains disappearing from your neighborhood, drop a comment below. We want to hear your story. And if this list saved you from wasting your lunch break on cold fries and regret, smash that like button, subscribe to Frugal Pro, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next brutally honest breakdown. We're not just ranking food. We're exposing the fall of fast food empires. Catch you next time. Stay sharp, stay hungry, and always read the menu before you pull into the drive-thru.